friends, it's Ollie. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in, and for the returners, thank you for coming back. So today I have another self-care chat for you guys. We're going to be talking about reframing your mindset for productivity. And essentially, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some productivity hacks and tricks that have actually stuck with me and I use on a regular basis. So my returners know the drill, but for my new friends, go ahead and get a snack, get a drink, hit the subscribe button down below, and let's get into the video. So before I get into the productivity hacks, I wanted to start with almost like a disclaimer, but something that I notice a lot of people, especially women, do a lot, and it's biting off more than you can chew. I think a lot of people are searching for how can I be more productive, when in reality, you're just overwhelmed. You're not productive. You are really productive. You just have a to-do list that's a mile fucking long, and you're always going to feel perpetually overwhelmed if you're biting off more than you can chew. So I just wanted to start the video off with that, because if you are someone who's biting off more than you can chew, then none of these hacks that I'm going to share are going to be helpful to you. The only thing that's going to help you is to whittle down what's really important that you have to get done, and to just lessen your load a little bit. I know obviously some people don't have the luxury of doing that, but as much as you can, lighten your load and don't try to be superhuman. You're human, you're not a robot, you're not AI. You need rest, and sometimes that's all you need. All right, let's get into the actual productivity hacks. So the number one thing is to limit distractions. I find for myself that a lot of times it's not that I'm not being productive, I'm just fucking distracted. And I think a lot of people feel the same way. I think especially living in a digital era where everything's on your phone, your email, your phone calls, your fucking... My healthcare cards are on my phone. My literal medical cards are on my phone. So sometimes it's hard to not look at your phone, and you might need it. I know as a content creator, it's hard for me to limit distractions when I'm making content for YouTube. It's hard to not look at YouTube because I'm literally about to post something on it. So these are some things that I do to kind of limit my distractions. Number one is focus modes. Y'all know it already. I'm not even gonna give the whole spiel. I love focus modes. If you don't use focus modes, you should. And if you don't know how to set yours up, I'm going to link a video in here that I've talked about this before, and go ahead and get yourself going on that. The next thing that I think is really helpful is downloading app blockers. These are essentially apps that are designed to prohibit you from going to look at other apps. So personally, I don't use this a lot. As I said, a lot of times I'm making content for social media, so I can't block TikTok because I'm about to post on TikTok. However, if you're like someone that's like, you find yourself getting distracted by TikTok, use an app blocker. Download an app. I'll put some in the description down below because there's a ton and there's really nothing different between them. But essentially, download an app to literally get in your way and make it hard for you to look at social media. If you find that that's something that's distracting you. You know, if it's TV, turn the TV off, unplug it, hide the remote. Do things to literally create friction from the distraction. That's one thing I do a lot. If I know that like I need to like focus on something, I'll either turn the TV off, or I'll put on like, there's this nature channel on my TV that's literally just like the Alps in Switzerland and stuff. So it's like sometimes for me, having like something on the screen helps me to focus because I'm clearly an iPad baby. Changing what it is so it's something that forces me to focus on what I have in front of me, that's helpful as well. So basically, find what works for you, but limit the distractions, because I promise you, you're probably not productive, you're just distracted. The next thing is the tip that works the best for me, and it's to gamify your to-do list. And what I mean by gamify your to-do list is I will literally set timers and bet against myself and be like, I bet you can't clean this whole place in 30 minutes. And I've talked about this in other videos. I'm laughing because it's low-key silly as fuck, but it really works. It really works. For some reason, once I tell myself, you got 30 minutes, bitch, all of a sudden I'm running around this place trying to clean like I've never cleaned before. And I know my window neighbors think I'm fucking crazy because they're like, what is that girl doing? Running back and forth in a little robe. But I'm like trying to clean my apartment within 30 minutes, or I'll even do it at work. I know I have a task at work that is maybe monotonous and it's not very engaging. I'll set a timer and say, all right, for the next 20 minutes, you can only do this task. Another way that you can gamify this is to do it to a playlist or to a TV show. So I like to do it to a playlist a lot. That I have certain playlists that I know they're about 30, maybe 35 minutes long. And I will start the playlist at the start of the task that I'm doing, and I'll just tell myself, you have to finish this task by the end of the playlist. And I'm someone who curates my own playlist, so I know where I am in the playlist. Once I get to certain songs, I'm like, okay, we got 3 songs left before this playlist is over. So that's another way that you can kind of gamify your to-do list. I find that doing that has made me a lot more productive because it's like, I'm someone who I'm slow to start. I can get the task done once I start. It's starting that's really the hard part for me. So once I started to tell myself, okay, you only got to do this for 15 minutes. It's like, all right, 15 minutes. 15 minutes are gonna pass regardless, so you might as well finish what you need to do and then go back to what you wanna do. And I feel like putting a time constraint on it also helps me so I don't spend my whole day trying to do something that only takes an hour. The amount of times that I would spend the entire day trying to clean my apartment, and I mean, before I used to live in a studio, so it's like, girl, what the fuck is it taking you so long to clean? It's tiny in here. But even now, like, I have a bedroom and a den, and I still clean my apartment within 30 minutes. Like, I might not start like mopping the floors and shit, but like the apartment's clean. It doesn't take that much time. It's that you're waiting and you're delaying the start, so that's why you're not being productive. It's not that you're not actually getting shit done, it's that you're too lazy to start. And once you start, you're gonna knock through that like really fast. So the last thing I wanted to share around reframing your mindset for productivity is literally changing the way that you look at your to-do list. So I know when it comes to my home to-dos, laundry, getting groceries, things like that, I don't tell myself I have to do this. Or if I find myself saying I have to do this, I change the thought and I say I deserve this. So rather than saying, oh my God, I have to go to the grocery store, I have nothing in my house, I say I deserve to have food to eat this week. Because there's no arguing with that. You deserve to have food to eat this week. So what do? You gotta go get groceries. Oh, I need to do laundry. My laundry basket's super full. I reframe it to I deserve to have clean clothes to live in this week. No arguing with that. You deserve to have clean clothes this week. So you go and you do your laundry. And I found that when I started to reframe a lot of my chores, especially the chores, I know the to-do list stuff that's like, you need to go to the DMV, you need to go to TJ Maxx, like those things, whatever. But like the things in terms of my home, those to-do lists, like those chores, I reframe them and tell myself like, I deserve this. Like, I deserve to have food to eat. I deserve to have a clean kitchen to cook in. Once I started to reframe it like that, it was a lot easier to actually gamify my to-do list, because it's like, not only is it I have 30 minutes to get this done and I'm gonna rush through it, but at the end of that 30 minutes, I'm gonna have my nice clean space, I'm gonna have my clean clothes, I'm gonna have food in my fridge or whatever it is, and it's just a way to call back to yourself and say, you deserve this, you deserve to have X, Y, and Z. Once I reframe the thought to say, I deserve this, it almost trumps the laziness like immediately, because it's like, I'm gonna get this done and I deserve to, you know, have clean clothes and then I can get back on the couch. Like, you know, like I still have that time to do that, but telling myself like, I deserve this more than I need to rest, or I need to sit here and scroll through TikTok. I deserve to have a clean home more than I deserve to spend 3 hours on TikTok, whichever way you want to frame it. I find that reframing the chore as an act of love and telling it it's something that I'm doing to take care of myself, it makes it a lot easier to start to do for whatever reason, but it works for me. So if you've made it to this part of this video, I hope you have some more tools in your arsenal to be more productive and to reframe your chores and your to-do list as an act of love back to yourself. If you enjoyed this video, as always, please give it some love down below. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any new videos, and I will see you guys in the next one.